As winter approaches and the days grow shorter, we took a break from heavy farm duties and decided to go check the damage recent storms had caused our young vineyard.
Acho que fiz mal em arrancar a vegetação.
After spending the best part of last winter and spring clearing our land of overgrown vegetation, we decided it was about time to start planting the vineyard we had planned. Also as a way to keep the land tidy and produce something useful.
Mas também não pode ficar assim. Acho que em vez de arrancar tem que se cortar. Tem que se passar com o grilo para ficar com a raiz. Mas olha, aqui tem vegetação e tem regos na mesma.
Most of the property was swamped with unchanneled water, which doesn't make for very good vineyard soil conditions. And so, the only interesting area we could use to plant it on was also the area with the most overgrown and thick brush. We were over our heads, and so we contracted a company to help us clear it and plant the vines. Or so we thought. It was a learning experience, one that we are keen to share with you all in this episode.
Está aqui uma que está quase à vista. A raiz.
Welcome to our channel and to this video. If you are new to this channel, we are Carla and João, a not so young couple that uprooted from England to return home to Portugal and to the big skies of Serra da Aboboreira. Abandoned for over 3 decades, this unique 10-hectare piece of land is perched on the slopes of Aboboreira mountain in the north of Portugal. Fertile land reclaimed from the mountain's steep slopes by impressive terraces, protected from the abundant waters through a system of ancient granite tanks and water mines. De Graus da Aboboreira Quinta is coming back to life through our, at times, clumsy efforts. I was born and raised here, whilst João, a Lisbon native, has been captivated by the hidden beauty of the terraces, and both him and I are determined to restore them to their former glory. If you'd like to know more about us and our project, please watch our videos and consider subscribing. We would be very grateful for your much needed support.
We decided to plant this vineyard quite late in the year.
We
We
decided.
to plant this vineyard quite late in the year.
Carla, tell us what we're doing here, or what are we trying to do here?
We have planted the rootstock first. So that's the traditional method, the traditional way of doing it.
Is it better?
They say it's better, it creates more resistance to diseases and the vines last longer. So the traditional method, there's a disease in the world that every European vine is vulnerable to. So you have to plant an American variety first, which is resistant to the disease, and then graft the European varieties, the wine-producing European varieties, on that American vine graft. We have.
But when you graft it, you can do it on site, but also.
Yeah, you can do it in the field, or
Okay.
you can do ready-made. You can buy ready-made, already grafted vines.
Ah, okay.
We decided to do it in the field, to plant first the graft, to give them a year to grow, the rootstock, to give them a year to grow, and then graft in the field the European variety. We have more or less 850 plants of American vine planted. Most of them survived, which is saying something for a vineyard that was planted in June, just before 4 heat waves. So we had to water them a lot. going to, in January, February, we're going to graft the, don't tell anyone, we're not going to graft a local variety of Vinho Verde. We are going to graft Cabernet Franc. It's a French variety, which we appreciate a little bit more than Vinho Verde. We think the climate is suitable. We've looked into it. The climate is suitable. It's south facing. It has a lot of sunlight, has a lot of water. It has granite geology, and we think it's suitable for Cabernet Franc in this American
Be honest.
rootstock.
Why did you plant it? Be fully honest. This is just bullshitting, yes.
So we need to ask for permission from the Portuguese Wine Institute to plant ahead. So we have that permission, and we have to make the choice already of the variety. And we decided to be a bit different. Also, I said, yeah, we appreciate other varieties a little bit more than the Vinho Verde varieties. Apologies to the local wine producers, and apologies to the green wine producing region. There's a lot of great green wine around. We can't possibly match it, so we decided to be different and go with a French variety. What do you think about the French wine variety choice?
I think it was a good option. I think we want to do something that is different from what's currently being done in this region. So Vinho Verde has been having a lot of demand in the last years, and I think it's also gaining a little bit of international traction.
Recognition, yes.
And recognition. The thing is, it's a wine that both of us were not personally huge fans. So we decided that we didn't want to go through that route, yes, or in that direction. So we did a bit of search. We've asked opinion from a few experts in Portugal, and we got to the conclusion that let's try something different. And the big selection was to go down at least for now, for these specific areas, the French variety, the Cabernet Franc. It's going to be a French wine.
Trench wine.
Trench wine.
I thought it was
Is
French
it French wine?
No,
it's
a
French wine. from trenches. Oh, oui. Oh.
Say that again.
Trench wine is. Oh, I love trench wines.
Why heart-shaped?
Because it's the meaning of love. Because it's the land we have, and funny enough, it's a heart-shaped.
So it was not deliberate, was it?
No, it was not deliberate. Once we cleared the land, was it when we had the drone for the first time that we realized it was perfectly heart-shaped?
It was a huge surprise for us when we found out that we had this mine gallery, which is huge. We don't know how deep it goes, because we haven't ventured inside. Of course, there's a risk of collapsing, of walls collapsing. We've seen already a collapse here near the entrance, but we can film it. and we can't see the end of it. It's huge. It was quite fortunate to have this year because it allowed us to water the vineyard during the summer. The vineyard was planted quite late, and we had 4 heat waves immediately after we planted. And if it wasn't for this was a lifesaver. If it wasn't for this water, we wouldn't have probably any plants left in the vineyard. In the summer, like the water dried up, so it gave us the opportunity to clear some of the dirt it had accumulated in the bottom. And it's what, a meter and a half deep here in the front.
I think it's probably up to your, I'm going to say slightly higher than your waist.
Yeah. It was completely covered in algae, and now it's absolutely beautiful. It's crystal clear, and we hope it's enough to water our vineyard in the summer. We hope it doesn't dry it up completely now that we've cleaned it. Of course, we will eventually have to get some professionals to actually go inside with all the safety gear and be able to clean all the accumulated sediment in the bottom throughout the gallery, so that we can accumulate more water and use it to water our crops, our vineyard, and maybe some other crops in the future. And we need to find a way to seal the exits so that we don't lose all this water and it doesn't feed all this overgrown vegetation that we have around. We only want to water in specific times of the year when it's really needed for the vineyard, not all year round.
So what was the process like?
It was funny, and it was far from perfect.
So we end up doing a lot of the work.
Well, we basically did it all. I think the only thing, so we were supposed to contract the expertise to do this. We end up by just contracting the labor, and we became the expertise in vine planting or vineyard design and everything it's included with.
And what was the main difficulty, you think? Well,
the main difficulty for me was something that I don't understand, because the land is not flat, and it seems like because it's not flat, the area is bigger on the top. I don't know. I don't know.
So we decided to orient the lines towards northeast, right? And that means they would not follow the terrain.
Yeah, we had some challenging doing the
So it's like a...
decided the exact spots where to put the vineyard, and it was a bit trial and error. So we did, I think we marked the spots three times.
Three times,
three
yes.
times. But again, it's a bit trial and error. But I think we end up by doing a good job.
It looks alright.
It looks
for
alright.
a first
It looks alright.
vineyard.
I think we just need some. We need a tractor. We need to remove the bigger stones, and we need the vegetation to grow between the lines.
Yeah.
To
And
make
there's
this look slightly better.
we still have to put the irrigation system in after we do the grafting, right?
Yeah. The irrigation. We need to put the wiring, some poles on the top. Poles as in wooden poles, not poles from Poland.
I mean, could be poles from Poland if they're
Well,
good
we
at
need
vineyards,
we need a help. So
maintaining the
if
vineyard.
anyone wants to spend a few days here helping us, feel free.
Feel free. Yes, we
so
accept volunteers.
To be honest, it does look worse than it actually is.
I mean, the
I
plants
think it
are
just
alive, most of them.
I think it just needs a bit of TLC.
The plants are alive, which is the most important thing, right?
Yeah. Because this land has been abandoned for a few years. If you want to plant something, you always have to mix and revolve and release, discompact,
And remove the roots, basically.
and remove the root.
of the previous vegetation that
The
was
problem
here.
is because the soil has become so loose that when you have the first rains, like we had the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it was heavy rain, because we didn't have enough time for some vegetation to grow and to ensure the roots keep the soil steady. So we do have some big drain marks. So it does give a bit of character to this vine or to this vineyard. But besides the character, it will also give us a bit of extra work and something to do in the springtime.
So let's recap what we've done to plant this vineyard, shall we? First, we needed to clear all the existing vegetation, which in this case were mainly thorn bushes and a brush species which I think are called broom in English, as well as some native oak trees struggling for light and space, though we kept most of those oak trees. They formed an impressive green wall more than 3 meters high at places. Then we needed to get rid of all those dead brushes, which is still ongoing work actually, but more on that in the future. The land was compacted and full of roots and stumps, and before planting any vineyard you need to get rid of all those things, as well as any rocks in the soil. So we subsoiled to a depth of about 30 to 60 centimeters, or 12 to 24 inches, to break up hard layers and allow for strong vine root growth. We've also had to burn all the roots resulting from that, which is also still ongoing work. We didn't do anything about the drainage, but on hindsight, maybe we should have. We thought that, because the terrain is sloped, we would have good natural drainage, but we forgot that you may also have too much drainage, which is actually the case. After that, and before planting, the soil has been lightly cultivated to create a fine seed bed for planting, and also to do a final sieve through to get rid of any leftover roots. Then, we have used stakes and strings to precisely mark the final location of each vine before beginning planting. We've planted most of the plants with a hydro injector, which is basically a hollow metal bar with a pressure washer at the end of it. It digs the holes and waters the plants at the same time. In some places though, we had to do it manually as there was still some rocks in the soil and the injector couldn't dig a hole deep enough. Vines need tutors or stakes to support their vertical growth, as well as shelters to protect them from the wildlife. So each plant needed to have those installed manually. And that was it. By the end of all that work, we had about half an hectare of a lovely heart-shaped vineyard. Well, half a heart at least. The other half we still have to decide what we want to plant. Perhaps some lavender or wildflowers for the bees. What would you suggest?
So what happened here?
Nothing.
What happened? What happened here?
Nothing.
What's that thing you have behind your back?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there any more left over? No. I think you're lucky because it did rain a little bit, didn't it? What's that, Carla? Carla, should I Carla? Shall I call you? Shall I call you fire starter? Carla Firestar.
Well, it
What
was a way
happened?
of getting rid of a lot of vegetation in a short period of time, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
It was a small accident.
A small?
A small.
Would you say it's like a
minor
fire
incident.
truck small accident?
No, it was a way of creating a relationship between us and the
And nature?
emergency services in the local fire brigade.
Was this like
Which
a
is an important relationship to have. It's important to know we can rely on them when it's needed. And it was a way to show them the way to our property in case there's any. It was really all planned as a trial for forest fire season.
This is like a training
yes.
exercise.
So yes, I was burning some brush left over from the huge cleanup we had to do in this area because it was completely wild and overgrown for best part of 30 years. Probably.
Can I just ask you a question there?
Hmm?
Did we hire and pay that service to be done by someone else?
Yes, they were supposed to clean and clear and all that brush is still not completely cleaned, and after 2 or 3 months of not doing it and forest fire season approaching, I decided to take matters into my own hands.
Would you say let's say from 0 to fire truck and six crew members, where did that fire, how would you scale it?
Scale it in severity,
Magnificent.
dangerously.
No, spectacularity.
Well, I gain a lot of experience. Let's say it was yeah.
It was a good exercise also, right?
It's much more difficult to put out a fire than you might think.
It was a good cleanup, wasn't it?
Well, my fear was like we had all the plants. We had only a little bit of the vineyard planted. We had all the plants over there in a hole with water waiting to be planted. My fear was that the fire would get to them, and they did cost us a bit of money.
Yeah.
It meant like we were going to lose a year if they died, because we couldn't find any more to plant last year, really. So that was my main fear, of course, apart from losing the whole farm and catching fire to the houses of our neighbors as well. That would be a bit of an inconvenience, and probably wouldn't make us the most popular people in the neighborhood.
And that was that for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. For more projects in our farm, do check our other videos in our channel. Until the next episode, take care and dare to dream.